Hey dudes, CI here. So, look at what I found. This is pretty awesome, isn't it? It's not a map, it's like a pie chart, except it doesn't look like a pie. It looks like just a big circular mess of things. What is it? Well, this is the languages spoken in the world. I'm fascinated by it. I've been geeking out on it for a while, and I figured I'd geek out on it with you. Let's zoom in a little bit. There's the key up top, and the key says, okay, that's how many people live on Earth. That's how many people they sort of included in the study. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it's just telling you that the size of the circle tells you how many people speak that language. And here, if we zoom in a tiny bit, you can sort of see it a little better. Gosh, that's a big area for Chinese. There's a lot of people who speak Chinese. Let's zoom in a tiny bit on that. 1,197, so that's 1,197,000,000 people speak Chinese. And then they break it down a little more into dialects. What does that tell us? So there's not just a thing called Chinese, there's variations on Chinese. Now, I've heard of Mandarin. I see it there. Never heard of Minbei or Jinyu. I'd love it if Alice made a quick little video sort of explaining the differences between all these. I've heard of Cantonese. It's not as big as I thought it would be. It's only 62 million. Mandarin's gigantic. There's a ton of people who speak Chinese, so that's kind of cool. Oh, let's zoom over to Arabic. A lot of nations speak Arabic. Let's go back to China. Those are pretty much all in China. But if you go over to Arabic, there are a ton of people. Look, most people are in Egypt. Algeria is pretty big. Saudi Arabia, sort of in the middle. This is fascinating. Tons of countries speak Arabic. That's neat. I wonder if that's the most. Oh, look at this little guy here. Number of countries in which this language is spoken, and English wins. 110 countries speak English. Arabic, only 60 countries. Well, that's interesting. Let's take a look at English a little closer. The most people are in the United States, and over there on the side is the United Kingdom. It's interesting that it originated in England, but that's not where the most speakers are. Australia, South Africa, Canada. That's kind of neat. Oh, a tiny little spot down there for Malaysia and Zimbabwe. Well, if I look at this little spot here, let's zoom in on the one on the top left. Most popular languages being learned. A lot of people want to learn English. I guess it's just sort of a good second language to have, I suppose. Another one that people are learning is Spanish. Let's look at Spanish. Okay, just like with English, Spain is where it originated, but that's not where the most speakers are. Mexico wins that. Colombia, a lot of them. Look up there. The United States almost has more Spanish speakers than Spain does. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Portuguese, another place. Like, look at Portugal, little tiny Portugal. It started the language, but it's not even close to the most. The most is Brazil, by a huge number. Look at Germany. Not that many countries speak German. Almost all of them are in Germany itself. A couple in Poland, a little bit in Switzerland. Italian, same thing. Almost all the speakers are in Italy. But you know what's interesting here? Hindi. Look at that. 260 million, but almost all of them are in India. Oh, and look up at the top right, Marathi. Never heard of it, but almost all its guys are in India. Let's look at this. Telugu, almost everybody in India. Tamil, almost everybody in India. India appears to be pretty good for having its own languages that are spoken nowhere else. A lot of people speak them because there's a lot of Indians, but nowhere else. Look at this. This is down at the bottom. We saw a little bit of this earlier. Distributions of living languages by country. Over on the far right, Papua New Guinea has 839 languages. What? What are these, all like little tribal languages? Indonesia also. Nigeria also. Fourth most, India. So India has a lot of languages. And then I like fifth most, going down that list, it's the U.S. That does not surprise me. The U.S. does have a lot of languages, but I wouldn't call them tribal languages. It's just because we're a nation of immigrants. So of course there's going to be a lot of languages spoken here. But Papua New Guinea, holy hell, man, that's amazing. 839 languages. I wonder what the smallest language in Papua New Guinea is. It's probably like 15 speakers. There's just 15 of us, but we love each other and we love our language. What's down at the other end? Botswana. They only got 38 languages. Not that impressive, Botswana. Pick it up, buddy. You can do better. So anyway, I've had a hell of a lot of fun with this little pie chart. I really have. It's fun to zoom around it. And instead of watching me zoom around it, I'll give you the link down in the description. So you can just go down there and mess around with it to your heart's content. I found it fascinating, zooming in and learning all about this stuff. Hope you liked it as well. All right, that's it for me, being a nerd for this week. I'll be a nerd about something else next week. See you then.